What's up, MFFLs? Harrison Graham here, back with another episode of Dallas Mavericks Today, and we continue to creep closer and closer to the NBA trade deadline. So, on today's show, we got some trade ideas, taking a look at some ways that the Mavs can help their roster for the second half of the season. Now, we got to hit this briefly. The mural that, I don't know who made this, but it was of Luka Doncic holding a sign, "Please send help," and there's an article out there. Apparently, Mark Cuban and this mural person talked, and Cuban basically told the guy to take it down, yada, yada, yada. It's like, is the guy wrong, though, Cubes? Is he wrong? I mean, my God, the guy a couple nights ago is having to play like 52 minutes just to win a game. I mean, it's unbelievable. So can we get Luka some help? Who do you guys think can help this basketball team? Name a player that you think the Mavs should go out and trade for. Let us know in the comments. February 9th, going to be here before we know it. We're already, 17th? January? Got about three and a half weeks. So here we go. Name a player that you think the Mavs should trade for. All right, trade idea numero uno, number one. Bojan Bogdanovic and Nerlens Noel, two players the Mavs have been linked to. Even Shams Charania reported today that Dallas is interested in Bogey. And then the Pistons would receive Davis Bertans, Javale McGee, Ntilikina, and a first-round pick and a second-round pick. And make no mistake, if you're getting Bojan Bogdanovic, it's going to cost you at least one first-round pick. And you may even have to throw a guy like Josh Green into a trade like this because Bogdanovic can score the basketball efficiently. Like, he's a good player. 21 points, 49% from the field, 41.5 from three. He shoots a lot of threes. He's not just a catch-and-shoot guy, though. Like, he can handle, he can post up, he can ISO. Like, Bojan Bogdanovic, we've talked about this before with you guys. Coop and I talk about it all the time. He's just a professional scorer of the basketball. He can start, he can come off the bench. I'd probably like him off the bench to give this bench unit some instant offense, especially if you're going to keep Tim in the starting lineup where he's performed better in, so I think you probably wouldn't mess with that. But this guy would provide something you desperately need. There's no doubt about that. Now, James Edwards of The Athletic had this to say about Nerlens Noel. In last week's win over the Timberwolves, the veteran center posted 4 blocks and 3 steals in the third quarter, setting a reminder to rival teams that he still has the defensive chops that once made him one of the league's best rim protectors. Per league sources, the teams most engaged in talks with the Pistons about Noel up to date are the Miami Heat, Denver Nuggets, and the Dallas Mavericks. Now, we've also mentioned this before. Are the optics a little weird if you bring back Nerlens, considering how it went last time? Yeah, but it's a different regime now. Rick Carlisle's not here. Donnie Nelson's not here. The only constant still is Cuban, which I don't, to knowledge, there's nothing, no beef between Mark and Nerlens Noel. And look, is Nerlens great? Can he be a bit of a headache? Yes, but he's a good defensive center. He can come off the bench. And let's be honest, JaVale McGee's a joke. And Nerlens Noel, when he's engaged, is not a joke. So I think that would be an instant upgrade for a guy that could give you 15, 18 minutes per game off the bench. Now, would you make this trade with the Detroit Pistons? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I certainly would. Even if I had to give up Josh Green, I'd consider it. Let me know in the comment section, Y for yes or N for no. Now, are you wasting money on subscriptions? You probably are. And I even found out last night. I went back into my Rocket Money account. That's a sponsor, rocketmoney.com/NBA Now. They showed me my subscriptions. I had some golf subscription that I had signed up for a couple years ago, I guess, for a free trial because I was trying to watch the U.S. Open or something, and free trial, forgot about it, boom, $100 charge. So I canceled that bad boy so I don't get charged again for the next year. And you can cancel unnecessary subscriptions as well by going to rocketmoney.com/NBA Now. Maybe for you, you are wasting money on an unused Amazon Prime account or a Hulu account that never gets streamed. There's this great app that I use to keep track of all my expenses. And because of it, I no longer waste money on subscriptions that I don't even use. It's Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. Like I said, you're going to be able to see all of your subscriptions on one screen and help you cancel whichever subscriptions that you don't still want. And what I found with Rocket Money is it's a really nice app just to stay on top of my overall personal finances, upcoming bills, spending overall. You have all these different categories of you're spending this much per month on dining, this much per month on bills, this much on specific subscriptions, your gas, grocery, and you can kind of figure out, okay, I want to cut back here, I want to cut back here, boom, you're going to find out that you can save hundreds of dollars per month. So check the comments, check the description, go download Rocket Money. It's rocketmoney.com/NBA now. Get going with Rocket Money today. All right, trade idea numero dos. Doug McDermott to Dallas, who briefly played here once before, for Reggie Bullock, JaVale McGee, and 2 second-round picks. And you're probably thinking, that's a lot for Doug McDermott. Is it, though? JaVale McGee, like we said, has been terrible. Reggie Bullock, for the most part, has been terrible. He's had a few random one-offs. He played pretty well recently with 8 for 10 for 3 in that game against Portland, was it, Coop, where he shot the ball well. But, I mean, it was also a load management night in a low-leverage situation. Doug McDermott would come in here and give you instant shooting as a starter or a bench reserve player. Probably a guy that comes off the bench. One of the best pure knockdown shooters in the NBA. He's improved as a creator a little bit throughout his career as well. You put him next to Luka Doncic for an extended stretch of time, chef's freaking kiss. Let's go. I'm tired of seeing Reggie Bullock and, quite frankly, even Dorian Finney-Smith clank threes when they're wide open. Like, Doug McDermott's not going to do that. He's going to shoot 42% from 3. So I think you can never have enough shooters. So bringing in a guy like this for low-leverage trade would make some sense. Now, are the Mavs going to make some moves? It's more likely, we think, that Dallas will be kind of in the smaller move market, like a Doug McDermott, than go for a big fish because, let's be honest, they just don't have the assets. I mean, if you go for a big-time player, you're going to have to trade Christian Wood, which I would for a certain categorical player, but who is that player? Like, it's not John Collins, I don't think. I think I'd probably rather keep Wood at this point because he's building real chemistry with Luka Doncic. So I think a minor move or two is more likely based on the assets Dallas has. But I promise you this, regardless the size of move, we will have it covered here on Mavericks Today. So help us get to 21,000 subs. Come on, we're almost there. Less than 100 away. Non-stop Mavericks content all year long, several videos per week, and that number will increase as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline. So hit that sub button, make it known that you want us to keep creating videos, and we will continue to do so. All right, trade number 3. This is kind of just a salary trade, right? Davis Bertans, Reggie Bullock for Gordon Hayward. I'd probably do it. I mean, look, Gordon Hayward isn't what he was. He's had injuries, but he's clearly the best player of these 3, and it wouldn't mess the Mavs cap timeline, right? Like, yeah, his cap hit is big, but in terms of when you need him to get off the books, when you try to swing big again in a couple of years, that would still happen. Now, like I said, the injuries have been a problem. He's only played in 21 games this year, but when he's healthy, I think he can still give you 15-ish points per game. I know the splits are down a little bit this season, just 30% from 3, but this is a guy that I still think can shoot mid-high 30s from 3 on the right basketball team. He could come off the bench. If he could give you what he gave Charlotte last year, which was 46% from the field, 38% from 3, you're getting a steal. Now, I don't know if you're getting those splits, but maybe he jumps up to, say, 44% from the field, 35, 36% from 3. If you could get that, I would absolutely take that on this team in a heartbeat. Again, with guys having lower splits for this Mavs team pretty much across the board this year outside of a couple of guys, you need to take whatever you can get, especially offensively. So let's recap through the 3 trades, and you guys can let us know which one is your favorite. Maybe it's this first one, Bojan and Nerlens for Bertans, McGee, and Ntilikina, a first and a second. How about trade number 2, Doug McDermott for Reggie Bullock, JaVale McGee, 2 second-round picks? Or is it trade number 3, Gordon Hayward to Dallas for Bertans and Bullock? Let me know which trade is your favorite, 1, 2, or 3. I would probably go with 1 because I think it's the biggest impactful one, even though you're giving up the most. But let us know. I think any of these trades are ones that I would be willing to do if I was Nico and Mark Cuban. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode of Mavericks Today. Hit me up on Twitter at HGramNFL, but as you guys know, I cover the NBA and the Mavericks as well here at Chat Sports. We will see you next time. Trade deadline getting closer. Make sure you subscribe.